Buddy, welcome to the release radar for this week, the week of the 17th to the 21st. I unfortunately, as you may notice, am not joined by Chase. He's on a plane right now, but we thought ahead and actually recorded this yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and display that for you now. We'll go through that presentation, and then there's a couple other little slides that I've added between the time we recorded and the time that is now. So you'll have the most up-to-date releases at your fingertips. So with that, we're going to transition to our recording, and I will see you on the next slide.
Hi there, and welcome to this week's episode of the High Level Release Radar. This week, we're switching it up a little bit. I'm actually in the future right now, or am I in the past right now, Ryan?
You're going to the future. You're going back to the future.
That's right. So we are recording this Thursday evening because tomorrow or today when you're watching this, I'll be on a flight to Dubai for SaaSpreneur Live Dubai. And so we've got most of the releases out, but I know there'll be some things released tomorrow morning as always. And so Ryan will have those fresh updates at the end of this for you so you don't miss out on any updates from this week. It's going to be a little, mechanical magic. So Ryan, I have faith in you that you're going to pull this off.
Just going to press buttons until it works. So do it.
I think we've got a solid plan there. What do you say we hop into the releases that have rolled out so far this week?
All right.
Let's see. First update of the week. Dashboard's got an update. We have payment widgets and insights. More and more widgets available in custom dashboards.
Yeah, so this is actually a pretty big one. It's something that I've really wanted to see. So you'll be able to see a lot of different stats around payments that are being made within order forms and various sections within the entire high-level ecosystem, and you can slice and dice them in a lot of different ways. So we're just, one foot at a time. We're getting closer to the place where you don't necessarily need to have a complicated Google Analytics or something kind of crazy set up. You can see all your key stats there. And if you need to do some wild stuff, then maybe you go to Google Analytics for that. But at least out of the box that we have a lot of great reporting that's available for folks.
Yeah, this is a big one. Custom dashboards are just so awesome these days. If you haven't checked them out, definitely do so. You should be able to build out the reports that you need and even pull in data from external sources and iframe it into widgets as well. So really robust, awesome update from the week. Here was a big one. Ad Manager now has Google ads inside of it in addition to Facebook and Instagram ads, right? Instagram ads are out already? Yeah.
Big release, a little underwhelming screenshot, but there's a little bit more on the next slide as well. If you're running any kind of Google ads, now you can do it right within HighLevel, which is a huge time saver most of all, but you can also combine that strategy with Facebook as well. So again, you've just got one place that you need to be managing your ads, assets, custom audiences, the whole deal. So really excited to see people use this. I know it's been a huge ask within the community.
Absolutely. Really exciting that you don't have to go into those ad managers, which I cringe every time that I have to do. So big update from the team there. Blog's got an update this week. We now have the featured posts element.
Yeah, so this is nice. A lot of control here. This is an element that you would insert into the blog site. So this doesn't go into the post editing, but when you're editing the actual site itself, just go ahead and click and drag that element right in there, and then you have the ability to decide how it looks. So you can you can enable the date, disable the date, put an image, put the image on the right side, the left side. So a lot of nice customizable features within that element.
Yeah, this is nice. So when you land on a blog, typically you've got the post previews from chronologically, right? You see the latest update first, and that's how it goes. But oftentimes you want to pin a post to the top. We call that a featured post. That's what this is. You now have the ability to tag a post as featured. You drag this element in, and it will be what is shown at the top of all the previews. So pretty standard stuff in blogging world. Now we have it in HighLevel blogs. It looks great. So if you're using the blogs, go ahead, test out the new featured post. And if you're not using the blogs, what are you waiting for? Get over there, test it out. Really great new update from courses. We now have multiple options on how to unlock a course, to grant access to courses to folks within communities. And walk us through these new options.
Yeah, so you've got the all members, which is of course would be unlocked. You've got a pay gate, so they could buy now, and then the timed unlock, so they have to be there for a certain amount of time. I think the sleeper in here is the level unlock, which combines the gamification part of things to incentivize engagement within your community so that they get access to a valuable course. So in that instance, you'd say, hey, if you reach a certain level of gamification points, or what we would call like engagement points, liking, posting, commenting, things like that, then you reward those folks and say like, hey, you're going to get access to this other course that I normally charge for. But because you're such a great community member, you can have access to this course now, which I think is a really great way to combine those two things together. And I've seen lots of people use this very successfully in cultivating a community within their community. So
yeah, really nice options there. The time one too, basically saying, hey, once you've been in the community for X amount of time, this unlocks. I think there's all sorts of really cool ways that you go about leveraging these new unlock mechanisms. And the level one, I agree with you, is really cool. Gamify that. And I don't know if we have clarity yet or not, because you can control gamifications with workflows. So does that mean that we can also create custom unlock gamifications yet? I mean, if not, I imagine that will come around the corner, but you might be able to do that right now. I haven't played with it yet.
Yeah, good question. Don't have the answer.
Yeah, pretty exciting. Affiliate Manager got an update. We now have the ability to manually delete a customer.
Yeah.
Seems like something that you should be able to do. Now you can.
Yeah. Important note here. This is an irreversible thing. So I think we're going to put some stopgaps in here just to make sure that you really want to delete somebody. But I know it's been a big ask to be able to kind of pluck some customers that are out of their affiliate campaigns and so forth.
Yeah. Cool. Next update, you can now do manual payments in forms and surveys. This is another one where initially I'm scratching my head, Ryan, but why would somebody want to take a manual payment in a form or a survey?
Everybody likes cash in the mail, you know?
Mm-hmm.
This would be for COD or cash on delivery type models. Lots of, I don't know, I'm trying to think of industries that do this. Car parts, they do this a lot, where they're sending parts to shops that they know are going to pay, but they don't make them go through the process right away, and they just do COD. So if you want to do that and you know what COD is and you use it in your business, you can now do that within forms and surveys as well, instead of just within an order form on like a funnel or a website. So really, this is more of a forms and surveys expansion more than a payments expansion.
Got it. So basically you're saying, hey, when the form is submitted, I want it to also register in the system as a payment, although there's no transaction.
Actually, the opposite. So it gets processed as an order, but there's a status for like if it's been paid yet. And then when they go to deliver it, then they can mark that, okay, when this delivery happened, I got the cash or the check or whatever, and then they can mark it in the system. So it's just a more manual way to account for funds coming in.
Got it. Cool. Yep. Exciting for those COD folks.
Oh yeah.
Another massive, I mean, I feel like this is like a monumental update here, even though it's obviously skateboard version. Voice AI is now available in multiple languages other than English.
Yeah. It turns out English is not the only language that's spoken on the phone. And so we're expanding that to at least a few pretty popular ones. English, of course, Brazilian, Portuguese, Spanish, French, German, Italian. We're covering a lot of bases here, and Dutch. So
yeah, this is a big one. Obviously, we had a ton of feedback from the community. When is this language coming? When is that language coming? This is just the first batch, obviously, and I think it's safe to say that the languages themselves are going to improve. I've heard a lot of funny feedback of like, well, yes, technically it's speaking in French, but it sounds like somebody who does not speak French trying to speak French, accent wise and all of that. And so that stuff that you'll continue to see get better and better as we get access to better voices from providers and things like that. So, but I think this is a huge step forward. You can now start playing with it in your language if you speak one of these languages. And yes, we will continue to add more and more languages as we progress into the near future. Is this another one? Oh no, this is maybe even a bigger one. So now Voice AI has variable support in the prompt. So meaning we can use custom values, merge fields, whatever we want to call them, in the prompt so that when it's speaking to a caller that it is already in the system, like somebody you already have a contact record for, it's now reading the data in their fields and knowing what's in there on the call, right? So let's say you have a custom field for car type and Ryan's calling in, and in his record, I already have it noted that he has a Ford Bronco. The voice AI can say, "Hey Ryan, I just want to confirm that you still have a Ford Bronco," and Ryan can say yes. I asked the team, can do stuff like in the prompt, "Hey, when you're on the call, check this field. If there's nothing in it, ask for it. If there is something in it, verify it." And the team said, "Yeah, if you prompt it right, it should be able to do that." So like, this is massive.
Yeah. I was wondering what car you were going to put in there. Ford Bronco will work. I
was thinking about what could I make a joke about this, but felt right.
The cool thing about this is like you see this in a lot of very like high-end enterprise systems where even if the person doesn't have the account, I'm doing a car project right now. I called the parts company. I don't even have an account with them, but my phone number is registered when I checked out with PayPal. So like I really don't have any association, but because they have my phone number, they knew the parts that I ordered, and the guy was already talking to me about the part. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's this one bracket that you ordered. It's part 606-74882." And that's the type of thing that the voice AI will be able to do. They'll be able to know things about the customer that's within HighLevel that's contextual to them. So it makes a lot more sense, and it's a much more natural conversation, shortcuts a lot of questions and all that kind of thing. So
yeah, totally. That's a great way to put it. It's now contextually aware. Each call is now dynamic where it's pulling information from the caller if it knows who that caller is already, which I think it's one of those things where I can't even really fully envision what people are going to start doing with this. And so I can't wait to see the demos and the examples start rolling out. So huge update to voice AI. It just continues to get more and more impressive. Prospecting tool got an update this week as well. We've got some phone number enhancements to the prospecting tool.
This is mostly standardization. There were some visuals. It's more of a light enhancement, but I think it's much appreciated that everything is going to look the same and behave the same way across everything. So
nice.
Yeah, there it is.
That's always nice. Next update is another sort of little user experience update here. When you're selecting Google Business Pages, that whole UX is now improved.
Yes.
I haven't played with it myself, but it looks nice.
Not a whole lot to add here, but other than being able to more cleanly and quickly understand what's going on with the integration.
Love it.
Yep.
Next update is pretty sweet. So WordPress hosting got an update here. The plans themselves, we now have way more storage in each of the plans.
Yeah. As you can see, it's 6x. Well, this actually needs to be corrected. We went from I think it was 2 gigabytes up to 12, 60, and 500 on the respective plans, which is great because WordPress sites can get big pretty quick. So,
well, the other piece of this is now you get the upgraded storage, but I think they all have unlimited bandwidth now too, right?
Yeah, that is true. So go wild. There's, like I said before, I've personally migrated sites like family sites and stuff over to HighLevel hosting after being with a very big name WordPress hosting service, and I'm really glad I did it. So no regrets at all.
Totally. Awesome. If you've got WordPress sites that you're still hosting outside of HighLevel, it's probably time you move them over. You got even better pricing now, and we have that unlimited plan if you're hosting lots of sites. And again, this is powered by Rocket, which is industry leader on the back end. So you can rest assured that it's world-class hosting that you can now utilize and white label. Payments got another update this week. This is a big one for folks in the UK, Australia, and Malaysia. We now have new payment methods that folks in those areas have been asking for quite a while now. And even in the US, there's now Cash App, which I know is a really popular one.
Yeah. So just to recap here for the UK, we got Bax direct deposit. If you're in the UK, you probably know what that is. Bex direct deposit in Australia. They had to be different with an E there, I guess. And then we had for Malaysia, it's this FPX, Cash App, obviously for the US, Grab Pay for Malaysia, and then Zip for Australia. So a lot of more expansion for the Stripe integration for direct bank deposits. And I know Cash App's gotten really, really big in California. Like almost every POS terminal I'm going to now has a Cash App option too. So they're growing in market share. They're not quite as huge, but definitely an app that's catching on.
Yeah, I'm really bummed for a second. I thought that we were live. I forgot that we're not, and I was like looking for the comments. I'm really bummed I don't get to see the comments this week, but I imagine that they're rolling in. If we have anybody watching from Australia or the UK, I imagine that they're super pumped up right now. So let Ryan know if you're excited about those new payment integrations. Documents and contracts got a little update here. You can now basically set a redirect URL for the completion of the signing of a document.
Yeah. So maybe you've got like a cool thank you page that's lined up with like a video about next steps. I could see this big in like the coaching environment where you want to get people jazzed up after they just signed their contract or did their agreement. Or, if you're a roofing company, maybe there's some next steps, some prep work that needs to be done. So you can just automatically push them over there, not have to rely on them checking their email to go do the next step, which I think is enormously helpful.
Yeah, definitely. Nice little update there. Conversation AI also got an update this week. We now have response info in this new slide out panel.
Yeah. We're going deep on slide outs. We call them drawers, I think. But I think you get the idea. The menu that slides out on the right-hand side of the screen. And with this, you're going to get tons of really cool information. I really love how this product is maturing because we're getting sort of like a timeline of everything that's happened and then collapsible menu items here. So you don't have to look at everything at once. You can just kind of dig in, but you can see, where contact info has been updated. You can see where calendar links have been sent and slots have been filled, stuff like that when certain workflows get triggered. So it's good for troubleshooting if there's some problem or just to understand, like how somebody's going through the conversation AI flow, which can help to optimize things along the way as well.
Really cool. I mean, that's just getting so robust. You've got so much control over it. I mean, all these updates just keep adding up. All the AI products are just getting incredible. And I still feel like we're just getting started. So if you haven't been playing with this stuff, probably want to get in there so that you don't fall too far behind. Countdown timers got a cool update this week. So dynamic timers are in there. They've been in there, but now you can basically set an end time to it where it's like, hey, yes, it's dynamic, but I'm actually going to stop giving away this promotion for everybody on this date. So even if somebody signs up last minute, cut it off this date and time.
Yep.
Makes sense. Yeah. I don't know if there's much more to say about that one, but it makes a lot of sense. Some other enhancements that rolled out this week. We've got public APIs for blog, which is actually pretty huge. I know a lot of people have been waiting for that in the dev community. So that rolled out this week. We now have media storage auto hosting. Not sure what that one is. Ryan, you got any insight there?
I was hoping you knew. No, I know what it is. So this is basically like when you go to search for images from a third party. So like Unsplash or something, it's going to automatically like copy that over to your media library so that if in the event, and not that I've encountered this, I definitely have, that they cut that image off or the link changes or something and it breaks the image on your website and emails and stuff. That's not going to happen anymore because it's going to be hosted automatically, as the term would suggest, within HighLevel. So bit of a safety counter measure there.
Yeah. That's right. I think I cut you off just so everybody heard what Ryan was saying. If you're using in the media library the integration with like Unsplash and you grab an image, what would happen in the past is if Unsplash took that image down, all of a sudden the image on your page is broken. Now, when you select that image, we actually make a copy of it locally in your account. And so that doesn't happen anymore. So pretty nice little update there.
Yeah.
All right. So again, a little short because the updates from Friday aren't in this deck. Ryan's going to cover those in a minute with you. But he was nice enough to include my favorite part of the show, where we get to talk about some sparkly upcoming releases. Is this, Ryan, an image of Dubai
It
by
is.
chance? You know, you were
I
just
try to keep
on the ball.
on message every week, and the message this week is we're doing Dubai next week. So
You are on the ball, sir. I love it. All right. So, what are we excited about that's coming soon? Customizable Launchpad. This one is so big. Walk us through what we're talking about here.
yeah. So if you didn't catch it, we released a new launch pad for the $97 plan for like new subscribers, and it seems really cool. We got a lot of really good feedback from it. We worked hard to put together some white label videos that would walk people through like the different steps. There's about 21, 22 videos. The bigger story is what's underneath all of that, which is brand new technology, brand new rails to run this on, and it will allow us to roll out the next phase of this, which would be sort of our version of it right now. But then agencies will be able to customize the launchpad for themselves, so they can put their own content in there, their own videos, rearrange it. Maybe you got a different way that you want to get people onboarded, different things that you want them to do first, and that's what's coming very soon. So we're really stoked to see that roll out and to see what everybody does with it, because it really does a great job at consolidating everything that you need new users to do to be successful as quickly as possible by giving them a checklist.
Totally. I mean, this is amazing for folks white labeling HighLevel, our SaaSpreneurs. They get to say now, look, I love you guys, but your launchpad is totally irrelevant to the way that I onboard my customers. I need them to do X, Y, and Z first, not A, B, and C. You will now have the ability to control the launchpad, put the things that you want them to do in there, organize it in the order that you want, and have a truly customized in-app onboarding experience there. So really excited about this one. I don't know what the ETA is on that. I feel like we're probably still early stages of getting this live, but the fact that Ryan has a visual already is pretty exciting.
Visuals are usually a good sign. Yeah.
Next coming soon that we are excited about, AI assisted messaging. I haven't seen this one before. What are we looking at?
So you may have seen this in some other apps as well, but the idea here is that when you're in, particularly, this is a screenshot of the brand new Conversations UI, which is coming very, very soon as well. You'll now have the ability to type out a haphazard message and then have AI massage it a little bit for you, maybe tone it down, be more professional in your approach. So again, I always look at this. This application of UI is just like the minimum effective dosage to get you moving faster, writing quicker, cleaning up things later, that kind of a thing. So this is just one more piece of that puzzle.
This is actually a use case of AI that I think is pretty cool, actually, because generally when I sit down to first put an idea into words, it's very wordy. You know, it's overwritten because you're trying to hit all the points and this and that. And then you've got to continually, or at least I continually go back and pare it down and pare it down. It's really nice to just be able to say, hey, shorten this. And the AI takes what you've written, condenses it into a more concise thought. So really helpful stuff. If you haven't played with those types of tools in AI, I would suggest giving it a try. You'll probably be shocked at how much time you can save yourself while still remaining authentic to what you were trying to say. And that's kind of, what's most important to me. Yeah. So very, very cool update there. Some great stuff that's coming soon. And yeah, so Ryan, I think this is where I virtually part ways with you. You're going to bring her home, and I know you're going to do it in style. So I'll see everybody next Friday. We'll figure out how we're going to do that, because one of us is going to be up in the middle of the night, but we're going to make it happen, Ryan.
Yes, sir. We always do.
Send us out in style, all right?
All righty, we'll do. Fly safe.
Bye, everyone.
All right. So thanks for bearing with us with our recorded session there. And here are the rest of the updates from the week. These all dropped overnight. It's always like Christmas morning when we get up. Um, so this particular update is for a new trigger. So when a new prospect is created within the system, this can happen both manually and if you're using the embedded widget for the prospecting tool, you can then trigger actions off of that. So these could be things that are super automatic, like adding tags and sending emails and things of that nature. Or if maybe your business requires a more manual outreach where you're trying to establish a relationship, you can put in some manual actions in there too, like the manual call action, manual SMS, things of that nature. So anyway, really excited to see this rollout, extending the functionality of the prospecting tool, and then what you can do when you get new prospects within it. Next up, we've got a new pop-up for kickoff calls. This is really only relevant to folks that are trialing HighLevel. So this doesn't exactly occur for the white label stuff, so don't be worried. But really, this is all about connecting new users to HighLevel, whether they're affiliates or what have you. Um, Connecting them to teams that are very well trained in like how to get people up and running. So we've got an entire trial experience team. They've been at it for a long time. They've really refined a lot of their processes, and so this is getting them closer to the clients and closer to customers so that they can implement and get things rolling. Because we all know the more you use the system, the more you get into it, the faster you do that, the better off you're going to be. That being said, we'll move on to the next one, which is going to be an integration into the courses module. So if you go to membership and go to courses, you now have the ability to look at particular courses or what we'd call products within the courses app or courses module. You can now see the community groups that are associated with those. You can see the visibility and that kind of thing. So it makes it a lot easier to manage those the courses that are being made available within communities. Next up, we have got a new import function for WooCommerce. So this is really, really nice. We've given the team a lot of good feedback here. I know the community has as well, and they have listened. So we've got a really nice import flow. I'll just walk through a couple of them here where you get to toggle on different settings if you want to import things, if you don't. And on through the wizard you go, syncs, contacts, all the great stuff. And then you're off to the races. If you're currently using WooCommerce and you want to integrate it with a high-level e-commerce front-end store, you can now do that really simply. And I love seeing this new sync functionality. Next up, we have got a really cool new workflow action called Smart Push Notification. This is essentially the ability to, based off of a trigger, send a push notification to a particular set of users. So if they're in communities, you get to decide what all that is. You get to decide what the title is, the message, text, and all that. So really great to see push notifications get utilized. It gets around the whole barrier that we've got with SMS and A2P and all that kind of thing. And if they've got the app installed, they've obviously allowed those permissions to be there. And you can then communicate and have your users take direct action from a push notification. So this one's pretty big. I've been waiting for this one for a long time and really stoked to see this one come on out. The last update for the week, I wanted to highlight a bit of a technical update, but always want to give the dev team and everybody that's working super hard in the background to make everything faster. So we've got, this is within courses, we've got 43.4% overall performance boost. We've got faster loading pages. We've got reduction in main content load time. So all these things that you're seeing listed here just equate to a snappier and a more fluid app, better experience for everybody all around. And we're really proud of the work that's being done and is continuing to be done. So great job to the team, and thanks so much for all your hard work. With that, I'm going to send you off. Have a great weekend. Chase, as far as I know, is flying in the air somewhere over the Atlantic Ocean or Pacific or whichever way he went. I forget. He's in Mexico. So But anyway, he's off to Dubai, where our team is going to be hosting a SaaSpreneur Live event next week. So a lot of cool stuff, I'm sure, that's going to be learned there. And if you're going to it, have a great time. And if you're not, look for the next event that's coming up here pretty soon. We'll be making announcements about upcoming SaaSpreneur Live events as well. And that's all I've got. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend.